Hello and welcome back to the Gourmet Gambit. Today we're going to make some French charcuterie. We're going to make a delicious Pâté de Campagne Forestier, a wild mushroom pâté, and we're going to bake this pâté low and slow in what we call a terrine. I'm Wes, let's get started. The day before we're going to pour some cold water over the dried wild mushrooms and we're going to let it soak overnight. We've got our pork belly and we're going to take off the rind to start with. And we're going to preserve the rind. Cut the belly into little pieces like this. As you can see, I preserved all the fat. For a good pâté we need at least about 20% fat. And now there's two ways to proceed. If you want to do the traditional recipe, we're going to add our spices and the alcohol the day before and let it cure overnight, and we're going to ground the meat and make the pâté the next day. I'm going to use a shortcut, a quicker way for this recipe, so you can make it in one day and it's ready to serve the next day. And what we're going to do is we're going to ground our meat first. And by the way, use a grill of 10 or 12 millimeters. We're going to take a dry frying pan, low heat, half a tablespoon black peppercorns, a small tablespoon caraway seeds, 8 cloves, a tablespoon of coriander seeds, about 10 juniper berries, a tablespoon of mustard seeds, 2 bay leaves. We're going to toast them lightly to waken up the essential oils in the spices. In the mortar, and then ground them into powder. And here we go. Add a good teaspoon of ground nutmeg, mix it through the other spices. We got about 1.3 kilos of pork belly. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of our spices, 2 tablespoons of green peppercorns, 8 centiliters of Calvados, or you can also choose Cognac or Armagnac. So for the salt, we have to count 12 to 14 grams per kilo. I'm going to put 18 grams of salt, and we're going to adjust the salt when we got our mix complete with the liver and the mushrooms. For the moment we're going to mix, we're going to give this a good mix, and we're going to preserve this in the fridge for at least 2 hours. 15 centiliters of whipping cream, a tablespoon of our ground spices, 1 egg, and another 10 grams of salt, a good tablespoon of thyme. Give it a good whisk and preserve in the fridge. Pour some butter in your frying pan, maximum heat. We're going to sear our 300 grams of pork liver, and we're going to do this like a steak that is done rare. Get some nice coloration on the outside, but it needs to stay raw on the inside. The same with the 300 grams of beef liver. That's what we want, that nice brown texture. We're going to drain our wild mushrooms. Put the liver in your blender. Add the cream. Add another 3 centiliters of Calvados or Cognac. We're going to see how this is going to blend. This is the texture we want. It's still got little bits in there. It's nice and creamy, and it's ready to mix with the rest of our meat. We're also going to add what is left in our frying pan. This is full of flavors. Add the liver. Add another egg, and we're going to give this a really good mix. Really important to mix it up very well. Add the mushrooms, and again give it a good mix. And now we're going to let it stiffen up in the fridge for half an hour. Take a little frying pan, put a little bit of olive oil, medium heat, then fry a tablespoon of your pâté mixture. And this is only to check out if you got enough salt in there. So for me it's nicely salted, so you can always add a few grams of salt more. So these we call them terrines. We use them to do our pâtés and a lot of other stuff, or you can do it directly in jars as well. And we're going to start off by putting the rind on the bottom, and we're also going to use some bark. And we're going to start filling our terrine. We're going to cut some little slices of bark. So take a big oven plate, put our terrine in the middle and fill your plate with water. Some aluminum on the top to keep all the moisture inside. We're going to start off in a cold oven. Put your temperature on 160 degrees Celsius, and our beautiful pâté is going to bake for 3 hours. And don't forget to check out every hour if you've still got enough water in your baking plate, and add some if needed. After 3 hours we're going to let our pâté cool down, still with the aluminum on top, because we don't want all the moisture to get out. So when your pâté is lukewarm, and we're going to try to get some of these juices, we're going to pour over the pâté, aluminum back on. And the best thing to do is to forget it for 24 hours in your fridge. And here we got our beautiful French Pâté de Campagne Forestier. And all there's left to say, my dear gourmet friends, bon appetit and see you back soon.